Welcome to Black Love Matters, where this serves a therapy session for figuring out adulthood,
loving each other,
and finding our inner Brock and Michelle.
Or Jay-Z and Beyonce. Or this episode, we're going to go with Kiki Wyatt and Zachariah Daring. Y'all know I am a fan of Kiki Wyatt and all that becomes her, right? Because in the Black love community, we accept each other from the rooter to the tutor. And we know that girl can sing down to the ground. But I was perusing just through some gossip blogs, right? You know, because it's been I'll let y'all know my check-in. It's been a little bit of a rough week, right? So I'm trying to disconnect a little bit and, you know, instead of worrying about my business, worry about other people's business. Mm-hmm. And then I noticed they said Kiki done got remarried.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations. No problem, right? But I think she just got divorced last month to the other one. And so I do further digging because when I seen the picture of her and the new man, I said he looked like the other one. I said, I think they done got the pictures wrong. Why Kiki with this man who looked like her ex? Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, on the ranch, Kiki just had her 9th baby.
Hey.
You know what? I think I need to flip this to a testimony.
What's the testimony then?
It is somebody for everybody. 9 kids. Twice over, 9 kids and all. It's someone for everybody. And no matter how crazy you are, and I'm saying crazy because these are the words that Kiki used on herself. What show was she on? R&B Divas?
I don't remember.
Kiki is a character. And like I said, she can sing that face off. But when I seen her and she said, I done got married, honey. I was married now. And she just had her 9th baby 3 days ago. I said, you a bad girl. And I'm happy. Shout out to their love.
Shout it out.
I should say what you think of. I think it's also different because I think Kiki got a little bit different type of change. Mm-hmm. I just don't know if a girl from a Wild and Awake can have 9 kids and get remarried in a month. She got a spell on that, honey.
I was gonna ask, was it a male order groom?
What Nero?
Is it a mail order groom?
Oh, like a mail order bride? No, he's snigging and giggling in that picture. He want to be there.
Hell, the mail order brides be snigging and giggling too.
Until
shit, they want to get their ass from out from the Philippines or wherever the hell they be at.
I thought they usually go for like Russia and stuff. They usually from she's everywhere. Every country can get some.
Right.
Shit, as the man,
I seen one from Detroit.
You said a mail order escaping Detroit. You silly. You said usually it's to get your green card, honey. They just trying to get out of Detroit.
They just trying to make a better way for their lives.
They just trying to make a better way. I know that's right. It's a few folks that'll be like, yeah, come get me from Detroit. But as a man, how you feel? 9 kids.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. Love ain't got no bounds.
That young of an age. Because Kiki wasn't her mid to late 30s. She can't be 40. She barely 40.
Hey. Somebody willing to play stepdaddy.
Shit, right? Because I think she got young kids. It's different if you got older kids, right? High school, college, right? They grown, right? So you just there to support, right? Provide some advice. You might got to throw some change when they need help. But Kiki kids is like everything from like 15 to 3 days old, right? That's a lot of work. We still talking about putting in diaper work,
right?
Wiping ass work, not just firm conversations. Teaching them how to read, right? Calling you daddy because you dad more than his daddy.
Reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Washing ass. So, you know, I guess it takes a special type of man and woman to do that, though. So, You know what? We done flipped this. Shout out to Kiki and Zachariah. Oh, that's an old name. Is that saying that right? Zachariah.
I don't know.
That sounds from the Bible. Who is you?
I'm Nero.
And I'm Nyambi.
And this is episode 196, y'all.
Happy Wednesday.
Be sure to leave a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star rating review on Apple Podcasts and on Stitcher, and follow us on all forms of social media at Black Love Matters. Is Black with no K. What's up?
I don't have much of a check-in. I'm gonna try not to take up too much space. I don't want to say I hit a wall at work, but I finally, you know, when you sit at your job and you look up and you be like, "Oh, they ain't wrapped tight." I finally hit that point at my job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I was actually maybe not wrapped tight. I probably knew that the 3rd week. I've hit the wall. I hit the wall where I say it's like discovering Oz behind the curtain.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's it.
Oh, so your ass went behind that curtain. You see it's just a motherfucker on the training wheels.
It's just toothpicks and bubble gum in the Bible.
All this shit hang together by dental floss.
Yes. And I was like, oh, don't get me wrong. It's still better than anything I've had. Thank you, Jesus, right? But you know that point where you just be sitting at your desk and you put your head in your hand?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you had a face palm moment?
I had a face palm moment today. And the thing, it wasn't one situation. I was telling Niram on the way, because we went to go grab something to eat. Like, I was like, every hour, it was just like, hey, I got some bullshit for you. You ready for it?
Nope.
And it was like, all of it was unexpected bullshit that I was just like, what is this? Like, I can't even pinpoint one thing. So it ranged everywhere from white males being surprised of my black's face.
Oh.
Right. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Like, if like you'll be communicating with someone and you have like this communication with them. And if you're not, I think when he showed up, he didn't expect to see a black girl. And it showed up on his face.
But your name not Yambi.
They don't. It's a lot of Danikas. It's a lot of Earls out here that I'm like, what your mama name you? It's a lot of white folk out here, and also like Latino folks with very ethnic names. But when they see you, they're serving like Jessica.
Oh.
So names really don't mean that much out here, right? Because a lot of the folks with the ethnic names, they 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 generations removed, right? They just named after their grandmammy.
Okay.
So I think that you have noticed that. I know you've kind of been wondering with your runner community, but I've noticed it's been a lot of ethnic name tied to non-ethnic people, tied to colorblind people. I'm like, that's a wonderfully ethnic name.
There's a lot of ethnic names tied to colorblind people.
It is. So I don't think the name meant anything, right?
Uh-huh.
And then when he seen me, he could visibly, like, you could see the wheels turning.
What your black ass doing here?
Absolutely. Right. Not said, but absolutely felt. So microaggression.
Housekeeping?
Yeah.
Are you a chef when we want the cooks?
Ma'am, I don't want this, right? So that's a trigger. Other things that's been triggering.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can you go get me a bottle of water?
No, no. HR would have knew that.
Oh.
I would have been like, you know what? We don't even need to go to this meeting. We should head on down the hall. Why? Because I'm about to report you, and we might as well just go ahead. Because they're going to bring us together. We might as well just tell the story together now, and you apologize.
I walked in the office. He seen my black ass, and he asked me to go get his white ass a bottle of water.
And put white ass in the report. So like that happened. And then kind of with my peer group, we had a situation where it was just classic white passive aggressiveness, right? So as a peer group, we were discussing on kind of a process and protocol. And then one of the other peers went above to one of our leads. As this person said, it was organically brought up in conversation. You an organic motherfucking lie. Right. And then gonna kind of put it on the peer group like, oh, by the way, this is what we doing with the lead copied on it. Ain't nothing I hate worse than a motherfucker copying somebody on the email they don't got no business copying it on. Right. So that's just real passive. In our group, peer group, we're trying to build like trust within each other. Right. Like these are things we said we wanted to do.
Ain't no trust there.
Ain't no trust. Ain't no honor amongst thieves. Right. So trying to get them to understand. And they're like, oh, well, we just didn't know what to do. So we tied them into it. Bitch, it's not about the outcome. Right. It's not about what you did. It's how you did it. Right. Like the manager or the lead didn't need to see our inner workings. No. Right. They don't need to see us going back and forth, challenging. Like that's not for them to see. And I work with a mixed group, right? So some of the folks, this is not their first time in this mid-level management, but it's like, that's not for you to see because although they say they're not judging you.
They are. They are judging the fuck.
Believe me, I've been in sessions where I heard them.
Look, I don't even
judging you, right?
I don't even like to have the original person who introduced me to somebody. I usually say hi, and then on the next email, I'll be like, I'm taking your ass off. Goodbye.
Yeah, so I think that's also like a level of professional maturity some of them doesn't have. Like, it's not that, of course, if that's the policy and the protocol, they own it, maybe we messed up on it, fine, we'll correct it. But that's not for them to see the inner workings of that, right? Like, how naive and privileged can you be to think you can just, well, maybe that's it.
They can't save you. They can't save you.
And if you think they ain't taking note of this shit.
Right.
Stay tuned.
Because, my excuse is, well, in sake of your inbox, I'm just going to take you off.
And we'll come. And the thing is, we'll come back and follow up with you.
Right.
Right. So in that situation, I asked Niram what I should do. As a peer group, we're having a meeting too, but I was going back and forth if I was going to bring this heifer aside to have a one-on-one.
You have a meeting with Sarah one-on-one.
And I am going to meet with Sarah one-on-one to be like, sis, it's not about because that's what they kept making it about. Like, oh, it's just we weren't clear about the process. You're missing the whole point.
Right. You got me looking bad out here in the streets.
You got us looking bad.
And I ain't volunteer for this shit, Sarah.
I ain't volunteer for looking bad over something that's Like, not necessary for us. It's not even worth us looking bad over, right? Because the person who oversees it wasn't in town or out because of a death in the family.
Right.
Meanwhile, they come back next week. So why couldn't this fucking question wait a week?
Because you're dealing with fuckers.
Like, so, boom, that's one of them. I'm not even going to go through this whole list. Then the last thing is kind of with some of the babies on our team. This is our busy season. And some of them was there last year and it was busier. But how are we hired more people? So it's not as like nonstop, like busy. We're talking about continuous overtime, things of that nature, right? And so, I sit in the corner so they don't see me there. But they's like, it's just not enough work to do. We just want more things to do. It's not busy. Like, shut the fuck up, right? Who says that? Like, I'm like, I deal with these young babies to be like, who the fuck says that at work I don't have enough work to do?
I'm too busy. Target is hiring when your ass
Or
can
not
be on
busy
your feet.
enough. I want to be busier.
Target is hiring. You can be on your feet all goddamn
All day.
And then
Target,
when your
Walmart.
ass ain't doing shit, the manager be like, go sweep or take out the trash or some bullshit.
Go clean the toilet.
Right.
Target, Walmart, Costco's, BJ's. Everyone's hiring, right? And then I know some of y'all say, they don't know. But we've told them, yes, we're going to ramp up. And this time, make sure you make connections and other folks in different departments, right? This is not your first. This is not going to be your last job. Think of different projects you can work on. And I've been going back and forth with these kids. Like, I'm going to have to cuss them out, huh?
Yep.
You think I'm going to have to... Or, you know what we're going to do? Because they're so unbusy, it's a lot of motherfuckers doing overtime for people not to be busy. So I'm just trying to see where the alignment is. I don't know if this is too petty. I don't know if they're ready. I'm going Black Mama on them. I hear people saying they're not busy, but consistently every week I have a request come through for overtime. So which one is it? Are you not busy? Are you busy enough? Or you don't know how to do your motherfucking job?
Get the switch.
Which one is it?
Get the switch.
Because something is not in integrity. Overtime and not being busy can't be in the same sentence.
Get the switch.
So
Mama.
what do we need to do here? I don't know if that's too much in the throat. And I don't know if I should wait till my manager come back to have it or have a nice real talk at our meeting.
You do it. You got the big draws now.
To say something's not in alignment. Because we got folks doing overtime. And we're not talking about one person. Let's be clear. Because there are some people who aren't saying anything and they're busy. A lot of people.
Look.
Quite a few.
I'm going to go ahead and do the McDonald's management on y'all ass.
What's the McDonald's management?
No overtime. So if you got work, you need to pass it on to somebody else. But nobody gets overtime here. None.
Because we're not busy.
Because we're not busy. So...
And the thing is, mind you, we don't mind to
pass it along to somebody else in the team.
Yeah.
Because your ass ain't getting it.
And don't get me wrong, we don't mind the overtime. Like, that's not what the company's saying, right? But am I missing something? So how can you be not busy but doing overtime?
Because you're dealing with young fuck kids. That's why, babe. They ain't never had no job. This is their first job out of undergrad who probably never even had a work study. Hell, let alone a fucking paper route. These niggas don't know what the fuck it mean.
And like I said, I was going to run my manager down with that to see how she want to handle that, because that's something that got to be nipped in the butt.
Because I need to get it down before it start going up to higher ups and shit.
Yeah.
Because that's all it takes is these fuck ass kids to be like,
to think somebody listening to them,
right?
And they are, but for the wrong things, right?
You got Susan, the big boss, fucking AVP in this bitch.
Yeah.
Over there having lunch and they talking about they bored and shit. Yeah. And they be like, oh, what department do you work in? For?
Cut that shit in half.
Who's your lead?
Cut the shit in half.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
2 weeks later, you got an email going out. We're going to cut this team down by 25%.
Anybody feeling busy now? It's like they don't realize the implications of their conversation. Like, or keep that conversation. I shouldn't hear it.
Shit.
Right? Like, and if you want me to hear it, stop being fucking passive aggressive. Come to my fucking face and say it.
Look, I'm bored.
Go home. Jesus. So it was just a lot of that type of stuff. Again, if it happened in like isolation or like one Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but when it's like every time you come and you be like, just enjoy your job and sit down.
Right. Enjoy the damn downtime. Why don't y'all go do something? I know if it was me.
Could you imagine 20-something-year-old? We will be ripping and running the streets of Silicon Valley.
I'll just be having all types of fake appointments on my calendar, talking about I'm meeting with such and such.
It would be mean people have them be my friends, but I'd be mean with them.
Hey, you got some downtime?
Me too.
Let's go to
No, don't do that. Or it's being strategic, right? Like, is this somebody in this company that you like, damn, that's a sickening ass job.
Go meet with them.
How do I get on their fucking good side? Go find a fucking mentor. Bother somebody else.
Shit, I'll be trying out all types of different lunches and shit.
Or sometimes I want to ask them, I'm like, you think I be busy all the time? Sometimes I just be hiding from y'all. I feel like parents. You know when the parents just go hide in the bathroom or in the pantry. So, again, in isolation, all this stuff is cool, right? Or one-offs. But when it all happened, 30 minutes back to back to each other.
So that's the thing, like, right? That's how you can tell, like, maturity, because these motherfuckers don't even know what to do with downtime. Jesus. Like, downtime with work.
And thanking Jesus for it.
Right.
A blessing. And to say well balanced, right? Because I even got to come back to some conversations I've had with some younger ones, because we have talks about development and career development. And one of them was like, I just want to, I don't care if it's my work is lopsided to my work-life balance. I just really want to hone in. Mm-hmm. And I was just listening to him, right? In those conversations, I try not to dictate their truth a lot, right? Even though in my head I was like, red flag, red flag, red flag. But I don't want to come in their career discussion and be like, trash. Right? So, like, because that's discouraging, right? Like, I kind of have them take the lead and be the director of that, and I listen. But what I do from what I'm listening, I then apply it to our one-on-ones. And I haven't decided how I'm going to address that with him yet. Right? One thing...
He trash, and that's going to end up bad.
It is going to end up bad.
Easy said than done. I want to immerse myself in my job. Okay, I know a lot of niggas that done burnt out.
And the thing is, I don't think that's bad, but I don't think he even realized what that means. I think when he says immerse himself in his job, it's just to be continuously busy, right? It's just to do busy. Like, I don't think he wants to do the other work, right? The self work, to say what makes me happy. What do I believe that I can really give? What are the skills that I want to build on? What are the skills that what are the things I'm really good at? What are the areas in which I need to grow, right? I think he just thinks being visible, and I can't even explain it, right? Just spinning.
This nigga just want to be in the mix of everything.
You just want to be in the mix, right? You just want to be in the groove of stuff, and that's not helpful, right? So I don't know how to explain that to him. And then secondly, I don't want to be shady. I'd be like, I don't know if this is the job to throw yourself into.
Nope.
My humble.
Just,
Because, I might be your reference for your next job, but I'm sure after that we're all set. Because there's certain jobs you kind of come back to, right?
Yeah.
Like first jobs where you were like heavy managerial, or you had like project management, certain like those key projects. I'm like, ain't nothing here you really working on. You're over rotating. You probably really should figure out yourself first, because it's dangerous. So, look, I'm processing it with y'all. So if you want to immerse yourself in work, you're letting your identity become your work, right? So then what happens when you become 30? That's middle age to them. What happens when you become 30 and the only identity you have developed is your work?
Right. Checking in, checking out.
God forbid you get sick, the job go on. Like, then what?
Don't let the company go bottom up.
Then what?
You ain't got shit else.
Right? Or what's the deeper purpose in work, right? I can even rock with people who be like, I enjoy helping people, or mental health, like something that's different and can be transferable to something else. But I'm gonna let y'all know right now, the work we doing ain't transferable. It is transactional. Whew, thank y'all for letting me vent.
You're welcome.
So it's one of those days. What the positive aspect of it is, right after work, I went immediately to Bot Store, and I bought Michelle Obama's book, Becoming, because I went out there like it was a pair of damn Jordans. Niram was like, you ready for me to pick you up? I said, oh yeah, I'm ready. He was like, Niram was about to head home. I said, oh, I gotta go get Shell. And he like, who is Shell? I said, Michelle book is out. He was like, oh, you ain't ordered on Amazon? Hell no. I want to go in the store and get a hard ass book cover. Can't wait for Amazon to deliver that to me, because I don't think it was delivered on the day. I think it's shipped the day it goes out.
Well, sometimes since we're in this area, Amazon do like same day shipping.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I got the Michelle Obama. I will be reading it.
Okay.
I will be giving a play-by-play. It's going to be great, even if it's bad.
Will you be doing a live reading?
I won't be doing the live
for
reading.
the premium listeners.
I'm going for the premium listeners. I'll give you a little taste of the preface before I let you go to Nerum. But I will be giving a summary. Blasphemy to any of you niggas who call this trash. Michelle can go to chapter 2, Becoming Me, and just write blah 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 blah. Nigga. It's going to be a work of art. So I don't care what any of you hating ass niggas say. Okay. Preface. March 20. Is this my Michelle Obama voice? Hold on.
Okay, what's your Michelle Obama voice?
Preface. March 2017. When I was a kid, my aspirations were simple. I wanted a dog. I wanted a... Don't you do this to Michelle. I wanted a house.
I thought that was you.
No, nigga, this is her book. I wanted a dog.
Because that's all Naomi wanted.
This is because I am Michelle and Michelle is me. I wanted a house that had stairs in it, 2 floors, me 2 shells, and for one family. Because in the hood they got duplexes. She ain't say that, I did. I wanted for some reason a 4-door station wagon instead of a 2-door Buick. That was my father's pride and joy. I used to want to tell people that when I grew up, I was going to be a pediatrician. Why? Because I love being around little kids, and I quickly learned that it was a pleasing answer for adults to hear. Oh, a doctor. Mm-hmm. What a good choice. In those days, I wore pigtails and bossed my older brother around and managed always and no matter what to get A's in school. I was ambitious, though I didn't know exactly what I was shooting for. Come on, now that's a word. Being ambitious and not knowing exactly what I was shooting for. Now I think is one of the most useless questions an adult can ask a child. What do you want to be when you grow up? As if growing up is finite. As if some point you become something and that's the end. So far in my life, I've been a lawyer, I've been a vice president of the hospital, and the director of a nonprofit that helps young people to be meaningful careers. I've been a working class Black student at a fancy, mostly white college. I've been the only woman, the only African American in all sorts of rooms. I've been a bride, a stressed out new mother, a daughter torn up by grief, until recently, I was the first lady of the United States of America, a job that not officially a job, but nonetheless has given me a platform like nothing I could have ever imagined. It challenged me and humbled me, lifted me up, shrank me down, sometimes all at once. I'm just beginning to process what took place over these last years, from the moment in 2006 when my husband first started talking about running for president to the cold morning this winter when I climbed into the limo with Melania Trump, accompanied by her husband's inauguration. It's been quite a motherfucking ride, bitches. She ain't say that, but
she ain't say bitches. You should say
that's me close the. No, she ain't say motherfucker. I don't think there's no swear words in this book. Let me close the book. Y'all stay tuned. That was just the preface. That was just the first 3 paragraphs.
Okay.
I'm hooked. Nerum, did you like my reading?
Yes, I did.
Look, she should have had me read. When I get a book, I'm not gonna say if. When I get a book, I want Jennifer Lewis to narrate mine.
Okay.
Could you imagine?
Yes, I can.
Oh my God, it would be beautiful.
I can see it now.
Who else would be a good person to narrate your book? Who would you choose, Nerum? Jennifer Lewis. I was going to say, what's the other guy who voiced a God? You know what I'm talking about? The one who got them charges on him, too. The voice of God. You know what I'm talking about.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. You always playing Jesus.
I'm going to have Ving read mine.
Oh, my God. Not Ving Rhames.
Yes. I want Ving Rhames to read. I want him to do it just like the Arby's.
That's Ving Rhames.
Yes, that is.
I thought that was James Earl Jones.
I thought it was James Earl Jones, but
he would be a good reader of a book too.
Yes, he would too.
I want Michelet to read mine.
Michelet. In which voice? Her talking voice or her singing voice?
Both, nigga. It depends what part of my life she in, honey. Because some of it's heavy, right? Some of I need that something's in your heart voice. And some of it is like this era she can read in her high pitched voice. Oh. This is the happy era. I'm done being silly. Nerum.
At first, I had to stop because all you want in life is a dog too.
That's all I want is a dog. Oh, where we talk, y'all, my dog journey continues. I can't give no more updates because Nerum is telling me to wrap it up. But there may be a golden doodle in my future. Google him. Golden doodle.
Okay. That's it. What's going on with me?
A black or a brown one.
A black or a brown one. Anything else, baby?
I'm sorry, Neil. No.
Okay. What's going on with me? I'm still on East Coast time. I can go to bed at a smooth 8 p.m.
He does, not can.
And Naomi gets so mad at me.
So angry.
So angry, and I can't help it. And she gets angry at something that I can't help. I can't control that I get sleepy.
Oh, my goodness.
And then I wake up at 5 a.m.
Then he just don't wake up at 5 a.m. He wakes the house up at 5
I do not wake the house up. I tiptoe out the bed. Ooh, I can't wait till a new mattress comes. So, because that bitch ain't going to make no noise.
It be like, y'all hear this? That's Neil getting out the bed. I said, well, I guess we're up now.
No. That's what you get for having this old ass bed.
It is old. It be creaking to everything.
Be creaking and shit.
And then meanwhile on the ranch, in the middle of the night, Neil just busts out in deep sweat. In this cold. It's literally a clean 50 degrees in here. Maybe 60. And Neil was in a full sweat.
Did you make me take off my shirt last night?
Yes, because you were sweating.
Oh, I thought you was trying to molest me or do something.
Oh, my God.
I thought you was trying to do something.
I mean, you easy to get got.
I thought you was trying to do something. So, yeah, I'm still on this East Coast time. So, it's going to take me a while to try to balance that out. So, that's one of the things. Stan Lee died.
Oh.
I'm saddened about that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was a little sad about that, too.
Because, especially with all these new ass Marvel movies coming out.
And meanwhile, Stanley was 95.
Yeah.
Your brother lived.
Living his best life.
And he lived his best life.
Mm-hmm. In every movie he can be in. Made his cameos.
What is it? I was going to say, when did he start doing movies? Did he get it from Diddy or did Diddy get it from him?
I don't know.
Or Kurt Franklin. It's certain people who be in everybody's stuff. Kurt Franklin be in all his folks who sing stuff. Diddy and Stan Lee.
Yeah. Because Stan Lee was making all types of cameos.
Oh, and Spike Lee too. That's what I meant too.
Yeah, Spike Lee
do that too.
Mm-hmm. Be on all his shit. A couple other fuck shit is going on.
What? I mean, I don't consider Stan Lee for R.I.P.
No, I'm just saying.
He's when the white man ain't too crazy.
I know, right? But I'm saying, in addition to that, I'm just saying, the next couple of things I'm going to say is fuck shit.
Okay.
KFC is now selling chicken and waffles.
I mean, they're actually all the companies are a little late on that. I'm surprised didn't start doing that.
I don't know why, but
why didn't they partner with Eggo or something?
Are you going to go get a KFC chicken and waffle?
First of all, who goes to KFC when Popeyes is in existence?
Well, I'm waiting on Popeyes to do chicken and waffles, but they ain't taking
Popeyes don't do bread well. They got those dry ass biscuits.
Popeyes used to be the shit back in the day.
They never have.
You a lie.
They taste like flour.
You a lie.
You know who got good chicken biscuits?
What?
Churches. Oh my God. Churches was the first GMO chicken. Woo, that Church's chicken is big.
That's why I'm so big now.
But Church's biscuits with that honey glaze on top with a jalapeno pot pepper.
Popeyes biscuits used to be the shit back in the day. They changed the formula.
Dry honey. Ooh, a Popeye. So I don't trust no bread Popeyes do. Or they don't do desserts well.
Speaking of Popeyes, are we getting the Thanksgiving turkey from Popeyes?
I'm not. You and my mother. When I talk to my mom, she somehow brings it up in every conversation. Did you see Popeyes got a fried turkey? It ain't bad. I said, don't buy that.
Get that Cajun fried turkey.
But it's a good deal.
It is a good deal.
And it can be done. I was like,
it is a good deal.
First of all.
And then, some of y'all niggas don't know how to deep fry a turkey.
Some of y'all niggas know how to cook a turkey.
Burning down the damn houses and shit.
Yeah.
Because y'all done put a whole frozen 20-pound turkey in that hot ass grease.
Yeah, that take about a couple days for the turkey to
You know you got to let that turkey get room temp.
Because y'all don't believe in a fresh GMO-free turkey. You're going to get them ones from Spartan.
Niggas.
Ooh, remember Spartan?
Yes.
That's a hood, man.
Niggas. I'm going to give y'all some cooking advice. Let y'all food get room temp. Don't take it straight out the fridge and put it right in that hot ass grease.
Yeah.
Let it get room temp.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the bacteria.
Yeah, they
you
worried
don't
about
kill
the eco. Yeah, you be all right.
Because, niggas be always trying to be...
yeah, they all just... Exactly. Oh,
I
don't eat no...
sanitary
I don't eat... Oh, whenever I go to the steak restaurants with niggas, I want it well done as burnt. Nigga,
right.
You eat Cheetos.
I wanted a hockey puck.
You eat Cheetos and ham hocks.
And you talking about a little blood on the damn steak. The hell out of here. Fucking niggas.
But no.
Y'all priorities is messed up.
You really want to try this Popeyes? We need to figure out if we're going to do a Friendsgiving. We should bring a Popeyes.
We should.
Cajun turkey.
But the thing is, the friends we got, it's just going to be me, you,
and
your god sister eating it.
Yeah, we better off just going to Trader Joe's and buying the whole Trader Joe's Thanksgiving catalog. Actually, I'm not a huge fan of turkey.
I love a good deep fried turkey.
Honestly, you know how I like turkey? I like pieces of the turkey. I don't want a whole ass turkey. I want like a leg and a thigh. First, cook it in a slow cooker. Then take it out the slow cooker and put it in the oven and crisp up the skin.
What was that one year where I just barbecued turkey legs or turkey parts?
Yeah, I agree. It's so much better.
That shit was
It's so much better.
So, yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm hoping that I encounter somebody who gets it.
Yeah.
So I can get a piece.
Yeah.
I know if I was in Detroit, I would probably have one right about now.
Exactly.
So, that's all really going on with me.
Yeah.
We got a Black Love Story. You want to go into that?
Yes, of course.
So this week's Black Love Story is from Tyler and Josephine.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like some old school love right there.
Yeah,
Tyler?
I think I like the name Josephine.
Yeah.
Really
Who
pretty.
have been together for over 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
How they first met? So they met in high school drama class.
Ooh.
They said I was 14, a freshman, and he was 15, a sophomore. I found him fascinating.
What y'all find fascinating at 14 and 15?
He probably smelled like Nautica.
Oh my God. Let me stop playing. I know what you're talking about. When you be in high school, middle school, and you somebody come with a little swag, it is something, right?
Look,
That is true,
next
ain't it?
sentence.
Oh.
I can still remember him sitting next to me in his Letterman jacket, looking all extra good, smiling at me, smelling like Nautica.
Shut up. Wait, I had to look. I was like, I am Josephine, and Josephine is me. Man, don't do that to them.
Smelling like Issey Miyake.
Izzy Miyake. What's some other good high school scent? Platinum Chanel.
Platinum Chanel.
What's the guy with the body?
John Paul Gaultier.
Oh, you niggas love that. Include me amongst the number.
Yes, you do.
Include me amongst the number. Of y'all.
When did each of you know that your partner was the one? He says that he always had a feeling that he would marry me. I didn't know for sure. Until he proposed, and I saw how we made each other how we made it work as a black married couple.
Yeah.
You want to read the next one, baby?
Absolutely. The next one is, what's the key to success of your relationship? Jesus! Exclamation mark. There's always what? Darren, why do you ask me to read something and then don't let me have my space?
Go ahead, baby.
Jesus! Exclamation mark. There are way too many ups and downs, feelings, emotions, problems, and flaws to make it through without the principles and guidance of God. Also, making allowances for shortcomings. When you are with someone day in and day out, you see it all in the full glory. You have to find a way to show grace on a regular basis. I mean, we just talked about that.
Yeah, we did.
Like, it's so much grace and mercy that's what relationships take, right? Mm-hmm. And this couple is Jesus or whatever, Buddha, whoever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or, just being a good person, whatever your principles is, right? You have to have some type of cornerstone that your relationship is rooted in.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you can fill in that gap for anything. Because I know some people like, well, what if we're not religious? It's something that you can ground your relationship in.
Right.
Right? And you both have to be in agreement, right? That it has to be bigger than you, almost. I think that's what I would say. It has to be bigger than you when you're in this type of when you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
Am I over rotating on that or
no?
It has to be.
You're spot on.
Yeah. Nice. It says, what advice would you give young married couples? It says, give love time to grow. The puffy love will wear off and you will be forced to put on your adult pants and make some real decision. It takes time to grow with the person so that you function as a unit. A lot of time for those of us who didn't grow up in a two-parent home, and the only time we saw relationships was on TVs and movies. Don't believe that mess. It will have you divorced. It will. Trust that your partner loves you and is trying just as hard as you are and keep moving forward. Accept that, air quotes, the system is set up for you as black couple, especially to fail and to fight against that with all you have. Always remember that our lives are different from the majority, just as our lives are harder and more complex. So is our love. By the same token, our love is more vibrant, expressive, poetic, in as our lives are. That's just something.
It is.
Right? So if we look to movies and, shows and all that to define love, that's not enough, right? Or I don't know if it's enough representation for that.
Yeah.
Right? So if you have a broad variety of representation and more history, maybe you can hit on it more, right? But we just getting to the point where we're telling our own stories.
Right.
So if you thought 10, 15 years early from now, we're not even telling our own stories, right? We might have a black EP or, we might have a black director, but it's backed by white dollars,
right?
Like the right vision, right? So even if we're using that as something to beat on, right? To, what's the word I'm looking there? To use as a vision, right? We can't even trust that because it's not by us.
Right.
And it is different. The love is different from the majority. That's actually an interesting conversation. I don't think I have any white friends that I talk about to my love with.
No.
I don't.
It's always surface level shit, right?
Yeah. Right? That's a word. Like, that's something. I didn't even think to unpack that myself, right? So I'm not even talking about like interracial dating and relationships, right? Love who you gonna love, fine, forget it. But just in peer groups.
Yeah.
I would never be like, hey, Susan, yeah, that nigga.
Wrong.
Right? Like, I never have been that comfortable. Even where I think to like white women who I think sometimes be trying to outstand the olive branch and they dating black men. And they'll say something about her. And I'm like, really?
Oh, really?
I wonder where that defense mechanism came from.
Interesting.
Right. What did Darnell do? And I'm thinking in my head, nigga shit. That's something, though.
Yeah.
All right, I'm still processing. Okay. Anything else you want to share about your love story? It reads, be kind. You never know who will come in and out of your life. My husband's kindness toward me over the years is what made me give him the time of day when he approached me romantically. I made a vow to myself that I would never date a guy I went to school with because of the way they treated me back then. Come on. But he was always so kind to me in our teens, in our 20s, and into our 30s when we finally got married. Oh, and they got a cute picture.
Oh, look at that.
Come on, skin on both.
That brother definitely wore some platinum Chanel and Nautica.
You need to leave this brother alone.
What's the other one? NK.
What you wore? It?
DY.
CKY?
No, what's the
DKNY.
DKNY?
That made a man fragrance.
Yeah,
Donna Karen.
Yes, it was in the apple. It was
That's
like
for women.
No, they had a men fragrance in the apple too.
Really?
He wore that.
I'm cute, though. I
I'm
like
just
this
playing.
background.
Don't you come for me, bro.
Just tell child, you already know what he don't wear. Near him wore Cool Waters.
I ain't wearing no damn Cool Waters.
No, I'm talking getting into this. But do you be posting these pictures, Near?
Baby, I'm working on something. I'm gathering pictures for something.
Always just creative shit. Get it out there, because this is a cute picture.
This is a good picture.
Actually, I like how this is done. What is this picture from, y'all? Is this like engagement pictures, or is this just because type shit?
I don't know.
Because I need to get into some just because type ass pictures.
I be trying to get Naomi.
Because Niram just want to take inappropriate ass naked pictures everywhere. But this is... I said, Niram, everybody don't want to see all that pone. Every guest in our home don't just want to see pone, right? This is cute, though.
What you talking about? My artistic naked pictures are the bomb.
Okay. But they are nice, but every picture can't be that. But I like this backdrop, right? It's just natural enough. It's really pretty. Whoever took the pictures were bomb.
Yeah, and I got a good artist.
Thank you so much for sharing your love story. It's beautiful.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Josephine and Tyler.
Yeah. I really like that name, Josephine.
Yeah.
That's coming back to me. Hot topics.
Yeah, so I just
Pillow
got some little pillow talk.
Can I talk about one thing?
What you want to talk about?
That I've seen all the girls been talking about.
What's that?
Y'all see this thing? It's called Negro fishing, and it's about it's on Instagram, and it's about white people who trying to pass as black people.
What?
And I think it's really called nigga fishing. I said Negro, honey. And, I believe in a nigga, but they said, like, I feel like the whites came up with it, and I don't allow whites to say nigga.
Oh.
It's called nigga fishing.
Let me check it out.
And what it is one fun. I've seen it, right? I just didn't know it was something new. It's basically white women, a lot, especially European white women. So usually not a lot of folks in the States, right? So other areas who present themselves as being black women, right? Like, characteristics are very black. shape is very black, right? And not naturally, right? These are the women who be like, oh yeah, this is just how I naturally, right? Through the DNA of my life, right?
Shit.
These are women who purposely like tan, right? They purposely get their hair like in locks. They purposely go have surgery to look like a black woman. Like these are the things where they're intentionally doing. And I just thought I would be doing a disservice that I didn't bring that up on the podcast because I know some folks was talking about it. I don't know, right? This not nothing new. At first, I thought they was talking about them Kardashian girls. I said, ain't that what they been doing? You know, I try not to get too money, right? They billionaires, so I try to stay in my lane. So they're doing something right. But I don't know. Like, I really don't have a view on this point. I think white women been trying to jock black women's style since the beginning of the time. It just don't surprise me. It falls into the category of white gone white. But a point I did want to bring up that I think I heard it from Julesy. If y'all don't know Julesy, she on YouTube. She a trip. She was like, I'm not necessarily concerned with the white women doing it, right? I'm concerned with the opposite, right? I'm concerned with the black women who are heavy influencers, that their whole characteristics are changing. Right, that's the real tea, right? You know, these white women try to be black women. Fine, thank you, sis. Bye. It's a phase, it'll go. But it's a lot of like heavy black influencers, right, that are on the same stage as some of these other white women, but they're trying to pass more white. And she's like, that's where I'm more concerned about, right? So looking at ourselves, they'd be like, hey, sis.
You black, and black is beautiful.
You black. Look, you black, you from Detroit. What you talking about? Or girl, you black, you from Nigeria. You black.
Right.
You original black.
You the original.
Yeah, like, you know, and getting so far away from that. So this is more narrow world. So I'll just throw that to see what he got to say about it.
This is crazy. I'm looking at some of these damn pictures where they got like, this is the same girl, and it's like you got one that's Becky and you got another one that's Tashana. You're like, what the fuck is going on here? It's crazy. I don't know what to really say. This is some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
This is some like body dysmorphic type fuck shit here. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
I told you. So I just wanted to bring it to the
What the hell is going on the internet?
So y'all won't think that we just gliding by. I seen it, honey. I just don't have a strong stance here nor there. They've been trying to do this, honey. They've been trying to do this since Bo Derek. I don't know. What
you talking about? This is a modern day Richard Dolezal. Not everybody doing it. Not everybody gonna be trans
Richard
black.
should come out and say, oh.
I told y'all trans black was a thing.
What Nicki Minaj say, all you bitches is my son.
Trans black is a thing.
But I just wanted to know. We see it. I just don't have nothing to say. Yeah, okay. What's some other topics?
Do you have anything to say about how Victoria's Secret, as Zach was talking about, how plus size people and transgender people ain't worthy for the runway shows? Thoughts, feelings? What say you?
Trash. Was this in secret?
No.
Let me see. Let me cover all my bases. Did they bug this person's office? Was they at Chili's at the happy hour?
This is an interview with Vogue.
So they weren't at Chili's eating $1 margaritas when this happened.
This motherfucker said this in Vogue.
In Vogue what? Anna Wintour did what? Put it out. She said, I got something for that ass.
It was a 42-minute interview.
Oh, my God. What was the quote? It don't matter. If any of those words don't include, did the body shaming crew, did they tear their ass up?
Yes, they did.
Did the rainbow community fuck their ass up?
The quote was,
and then the body positive,
absolutely.
Fuck them up? Good.
It was like, so why doesn't your show do this? Shouldn't you have transsexuals in your show? And he's like, no, I don't think we should. Well, why not? Because the show is a fantasy. He said in 42, and that's what it is. And I guess he's saying that, you know,
transgender people can't be in fantasies.
Plus size individuals and trans people can't be a fantasy. Ain't that
honestly? I would argue the latter. That is the fantasy, honey. If we really digging in some people's deep dark dreams, right?
Right. Because I did my nude photo shoot. It was all types of motherfuckers in my inbox.
Oh my goodness.
I had to beat them off with a stick.
Come on. Trash. And just how comfortable are they with saying this out loud, right? It just shows privilege is still real.
We market to who we sell, and we don't market to the world. We attempt to do a television special for plus size for plus sizes in 2000, and no one had any interest in it, and still don't.
Ooh, come on, make America great again.
To be clear, we absolutely would cast a transgender model for a show. We've had transgender models come to castings, and we like many others, but they didn't make it.
But it was never about gender. You a lie. You are an absolute lie. Well, if it's never about that, how about you make the next show only plus size to transgender?
Exactly.
Look, I'm that petty. I don't want to see no Kylie Jenner on here. Bring up her mammy. Both of them,
right? And this is fucked up, right?
Yeah,
this is as a person who's tried to fight for plus size individuals and being a plus size individual myself. This is fucked up.
King size.
Oh, king size. My bad.
Yeah.
Because I'm a candy bar.
Yeah.
This is fucked up. This is fucked up shit. And I hope they come for their ass, and I hope they drag the shit out of them.
And I hope they take over the next show.
Right.
It's just, this is no, I don't even want to say median training, right? It's just no compassion or no understanding of the climate. Like, even if that question threw him off, he should be like, oh, wow, that's a good idea. I just never thought of it. Like, that could have been end of the question, right? Oh, I never thought of that.
He meant what he said, and he said what he meant.
Yeah, right. And that's not guaranteeing I'm about to do it next year, right? But saying, oh, I never thought about that.
This nigga said we selling a fantasy, and transgender individuals and plus size individuals ain't a part of nobody's fantasy.
And Nayambi argues the different than that, honey.
Right.
Not from what they showed me on polls.
They must not see.
There's a lot of them white boys.
They must not seen none of my nude pics on my Instagram.
They ain't seen near them nude pics. They ain't seen polls. They ain't seen Paris is burning. They ain't heard the tea I done got from my friends in the community, because a lot of them white boys be loving it. From both the transgender community and the plus size.
Yeah.
The white boys be the number ones. Next story.
Fuck down.
Yeah.
Speaking of that.
What?
I was gonna mention that have you heard that Ducky Thought was in a car accident like two days before? We already went through this.
She's the brown skin girl.
Yeah,
the model.
So her did the Victoria's Secret show, right?
Yeah.
And she got in a car accident like 2 days before.
Oh yeah, I know her.
And her ass is still out there doing the shit.
Oh
doing
my
the damn
goodness,
thing.
she was in a bad one.
Yeah.
The power of black women.
Yeah.
God, her skin is popping.
I know, right?
I say that every time I see her.
Absolutely.
I have a feel. Jesus.
Because isn't her and Ralph Angel dating?
Oh, yeah. I remember I was mad at her. We was beefing. I was beefing alone, huh?
What's going on? Other things in the news. Serena got on the cover of GQ and motherfuckers was mad.
Why?
Because
There's been women on GQ?
But they introduced her as the Woman of the Year, and motherfuckers was pissed.
I like that, GQ. That's cute.
And so they crossed out men and put women.
All right, GQ. That's kind of innovative. That's kind of cute.
Yeah.
Wait, niggas was really mad about it.
Yes.
What they was saying? Was it white men?
You already know it was white.
It was
men.
MAGAs again.
You know it was white men, mad as hell, talking about why she even on GQ.
It's literally been many other women on the cover of GQ. GQ is not a men inclusive only magazine for covers. It's amazing. Well, good for her. We're gonna have to make it. We have to be louder than the other folks.
And then you got people talking about that, like, so you are unaware of Serena being called a man. Told her body features.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell they're saying.
I mean, I think there's it could be a play on many things.
Yeah. Like I see it both ways. Like shit, she can be on GQ. She can be on GQ. But some of these other niggas is like, well, you know how these whites be calling her man and her as a masculine. Now they didn't put her on GQ. Now you doing her wrong.
That's not doing her wrong. I'm looking at this cover right now. Ain't nothing about this cover masculine or wrong. Hair sickening. Eyebrows here. Eyes slant. Titties propped.
Body for days.
Waist snatched.
Jesus.
Hips popping. Chanel showing. Nails done. I'm not unsure what they're talking about. Is this the cover, Nero?
This is the cover,
okay,
baby.
No, she's winning. She's always winning now. Who the fuck? Who started those rumors about calling her manly? Was that white women?
Yeah, that was the motherfuckers from Fox.
Yeah, that's just something they keep trying to bring up because ain't nothing about Serena Rita man. Okay. You hear me? The girls, what is the Negro fishing trying to be her? Talking about. Good for Serena.
Yes.
Next.
The judge ruled in Georgia that some absentee ballots that was thrown out must be now tallied. So they still out there doing that shit for
Stacey, sue the fuck out of them, sis.
I hope she get it. Jesus, all the
They
shit that
still
they going
voting?
through.
I
Yes.
actually meant to look into that. I didn't know if they were still voting now.
Yeah.
Or counting the votes.
So our campaign received another win against in voter suppression.
Yeah.
When a judge ruled that Georgia Secretary of State must delay a certification of election results due to absentee ballots with incorrect or missing birthdays, and they must be counted as normal.
Of course they do. Good for her. Like, as a Georgia person, I would look at her like I need her on my team because sis' attention to detail is unmatched. Sis is finding votes from everywhere.
Yeah.
And she's not letting them back down good, right? This is who we want to be the governor, right? This is someone we want who knows their mess.
Yes.
Good for her. Keep voting, honey.
Shit.
It made me want to change residence. We need to just get her in. Good. Next narrow. Look, we're doing Spitfire.
I know, right? You know, that's usually not your thing. You usually
Usually I'm very bad at it.
What do you think about Kim and Kanye hiring private firefighters to help put out fires?
I'm all set.
Like all set, like you good, or all set as in this is fucked up?
Two things. So I think my heart goes out to the folks in California that are suffering for the fires because there are people who work jobs. I shouldn't do this. They have jobs too. Who like trying to live, they pay off their 20-year mortgage, right? Like that is the dream, to pay off their mortgage, to own a house, generational wealth, right? But it is a whole set of people out there who has some good state and farm insurance that just says, don't cry for me, Argentina. Get you and your children out there and be safe. Mm-hmm. All this is extra. And how do you hire firefighters?
I don't know how.
I don't
like
think
mercenaries.
Where they steal the water from?
I don't know.
Like, how is that even possible? What they say they do?
They are hiring freelance firefighters, private firefighters. Shit.
I've never heard of that in my damn life.
One of the things I've heard, this is just random off note. I heard that when they run out of firefighters, they have like prisoners go out there and fight fires and shit.
Really?
Yeah.
That's super dangerous.
That's what I read. I don't know if it's
true.
true, but I think I heard that somewhere.
That's super dangerous.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard one of the other loopholes about that. So, you know, these prisoners fight these fires or whatnot, and then when they get out of jail, they can't even be firefighters because they usually don't want felons or some bullshit like that.
Oh, my goodness. That's awful. Right? They ain't been trained on how to put a fire out.
The hell, they have been trained to put out a damn fire if they ass out there fighting these fires.
I'm talking about the inmates.
Yeah.
Do they train them?
Yes.
Right. More than aim.
More than pass.
Yeah.
What was pass?
Like
pull, aim. What's the
spray?
Spray and sweep.
Yeah.
I think so.
Because it's got to be an art to putting out a fire, right? Like, of course, your intuition is just add water, right? But it has to be an art to it. And you just sending people out here to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not really here for Kim and them talking about, like, just collect your insurance. That's all we need you to do.
Yeah.
Just collect your insurance and be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I got, I found on Psychology Today, was this 4 keys to fighting fair.
Gotcha.
It says play fighting is a serious tool to get through conflicts constructively. So they said the first key is fair is fair. So the first part of fair is like fairness, means justice actively and moral with your loved ones when conflicts arise. So just knowing, like, understanding first things first, fair is fair.
Yeah.
The second part of fairness is repair and recovery. So the part of fairness to give one another room to repair and recovery and to recover. Trust and safety are built through rupture and repair, and proving that those relationships can not only survive but go through adversity. So giving your partner some space.
I agree.
A fight to the life. I don't know what they mean by that.
Nero.
It what? I don't. A fight to the life. Fighting apart depends on fairness being in place. In sport, a fair fight means that the odds are not artificially biased before the contest. So what they're saying is that for couples, making sure that when y'all having these arguments or these conflicts, making sure that it's already on a fair playing field.
Exactly.
So if your partner is good at picking out nitpicking shit, maybe this ain't the argument y'all need to have.
For you to do it.
Yeah.
It's not productive at all.
Naomi do that sometimes.
Exactly.
And the last one is cooperation goes a long way. Cooperation goes a long way. So a fight has to have like this win-win type of thing. But if you plan to stick together, knowing that this fight, you all going to work together. So this doesn't only apply to like, being in a relationship or, whatever type of relationships that you have, that when you have this conflict, you want to know that it's always for cooperation. So it's always to get back on common ground.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anything else?
I think that's good. I think it's a good show.
All right. You want to close this out?
Of course. Here I'm sick of me having him do it all the time. Is that what it is?
Yes, it is. Well, as always, to submit your Black Love story, go to blacklovematters.com. To leave a letter for Kitchen Table Talk, shoot us an email at blacklovematters@gmail.com. To leave a comment about anything we talked about, head on over to that website. That's at blacklovematters.com. And we'll talk to you later. And as always, remember, love is ever evolving.
Peace.
Peace.